कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरदारी जय गिरिवरदारी जय गिरिवरदारी जय गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरदारी जय गिरिवरदारी जय गिरिवरदारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी जय कुंज विहारी देवों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की देवों विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्तिवेदांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ शरण गोस्वामी वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की व्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की मथुरा धाम की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र महारानी की श्री श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की श्री श्री राधा माधव की श्री कृष्ण भगवान की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki, Chapter 9, Text 14. Sadadam Kirtayando Mam Yadandasya Drudavradaha Namasyandasya Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasade. Sadadam Kirtayando Mam Yadandasya Drudavradaha Namasyandasya Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasade. Sadadam Kirtayando Mam Yadandasya Drudavradaha Namasyandasya Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasade. Translation. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. Purport. The Mahatma cannot be manufactured by rubber stamping an ordinary man. His symptoms are described here. The Mahatma is always engaged in chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna, the personality of Godhead. He has no other business. He is always engaged in the glorification of God. In other words, he is not an impersonalist. When the question of glorification is there, one has to glorify the Supreme Lord, praising His holy name, His eternal form, His transcendental qualities, and His uncommon pastimes. One has to glorify all these things. Therefore, a Mahatma is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is attached to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, the Brahma Jyoti, is not described as Mahatma in the Bhagavad Gita. He is described in a different way in the next verse. The Mahatma is always engaged in different activities of devotional service as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing and chanting about Vishnu, not a demigod or human being. That is devotion. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu and Smaranam, remembering him. Such a Mahatma has firm determination to achieve at the ultimate end the association of the Supreme Lord in any one of the five transcendental rasas. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, mental, bodily, and vocal, everything, in the service of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. That is called full Krishna consciousness. In devotional service, there are certain activities which are called determined, such as fasting on certain days, like the 11th day of the moon, acharyas, for those who are actually interested in getting admission into the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the transcendental world. The Mahatmas, great souls, strictly observe all these rules and regulations, and therefore they are sure to achieve the desired result. As described in the second verse of this chapter, not only is this devotional service easy, but it can be performed in a happy mood. One does not need to undergo any severe penance and austerity. He can live this life in devotional service, guided by an expert spiritual master, and in any position, either as a householder or a sannyasi or a brahmachari, in any position and anywhere in the world, he can perform this devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus become actually Mahatma, a great soul. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatmirandasya Jnananchana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataga Swami Namini Namacharya Padaya Nittai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Gada Damadaya Nagara Gramadharini Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschatya Detadarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So here in this sloka, Krishna is describing about the symptoms of a Mahatma. Mahatma is, the previous sloka also, Krishna is saying, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakriti asridaha. Asridaha, one who has taken shelter under the daivim prakriti, under the divine potency of the Supreme Lord, Krishna. So we are always under Krishna's external potency, Mahamaya. But actually, we are falling in the category of Tadastha Sati. Tadastha Sati means Tata Sta. Sta means situated. Tata means the marginal potency, that is in between divine potency of the Lord and the external potency of the Lord. In between these two potencies, we are situated. That's why we are called Tatastha. So we have choice, we have free will. So if we use our free will properly in glorifying the Supreme Lord, so that he is called Mahatma. Mahatma is situated under divine potency of the Lord. He will never come under the influence of Mahamaya. Prabhupada is writing in Bhagavatam purports, saying that two types of jivas are there, Kshara and Akshara. Kshara means one who has forgotten his relationship with Krishna. So we are falling in that category. We have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. Akshara jivas, they will never forget Krishna even a second. So they will never come under the influence of external potency. Akshara jivas, they are always living with Krishna in Vaikuntha, in Goloka Vrindavana. I was reading in some other scriptures. 75% of Krishna's creation are situated in Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavana, and 25% jivas are there in the material world. But Krishna is not thinking about the Akshara jivas. He is always worrying about the Kshara jivas, that is, those who have forgotten the relationship with Krishna. We are in that category. So Krishna, in other words, we can say Krishna is thinking about us only, all the time. All the time he is thinking about us only, and out of affection for the jivas, he is providing all types of facilities. He is thinking, oh, my children, jiva, spirit soul, now they have accepted this material body, rejecting me. So what are all the facilities are needed for maintaining the bodies, the material bodies? So thinking about this, Krishna is providing well in advance, just for our maintenance. Krishna is a maintainer and sustainer of all the jivas. So we cannot become Akshara jivas, but we can become Sadhana Siddha jivas. What is the meaning of that? Sadhana Siddha means by practicing devotion vigorously. See, Srimad Bhagavatam, the nice sloka, Akama Sarvakamo va Mokshakama Udoradi Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. So we have to underline this. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. That is what the same thing is mentioned in this sloka. Sadadam Kirtayantoma. Sadadam Kirtayantoma, in Bhagavad Gita is mentioned, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena. Both are same. So we are not falling in the category of Akshara Jiva because we have rejected Krishna, but we have some chance, we have some opportunities. Again, we can use our free will properly, and we can glorify Krishna all the time. So that is why Krishna is saying Sadadam Kirtayandoma. Mam is mentioned. Mam means Mahatma will glorify Krishna. Prabhupada is writing not about a demigod. Ravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. That is what Sri Prahlad Maharaja is saying. Krishna Smaranam. Remembering Krishna all the time, chanting Krishna's names, singing Krishna's names, hearing about Krishna. So these devotional activities we have to do continuously. That is what Krishna is demanding. Sadadam Kirtan. Why? Why continuous chanting of Krishna's names are required? There is a nice sloka in Vishnu Dharmoddhara. Bhaganistan Magachitram Samoha Sacha Vibramaha Yan Muhurtam Kshanam Vavi Vasudevam Nachintayet. Nachintayet. If we don't remember Krishna, Vasudeva, Krishna, Kshanam Vavi, even a moment, even a Kshana, even a minute, if we don't remember Krishna, then what will happen? Bhaganistan Magachitram. Magachitram means biggest loss. Biggest loss. One kshana, 1 minute, if we don't remember Krishna, that is the biggest loss. Vishnu Dharmoddhara scripture. It is mentioning like that. And Samoha, everybody in their life, they would have experienced. One moment, if we don't remember Krishna, then Samoha. The word Mahach and Mahat Moha. The Mahat word is used for Chidram, Moha and Vibrama. For all these things, the common word Mahat is used. So Mahat Moha means the biggest illusion. We will fall in the biggest illusion if we don't remember Krishna. So out of our own choice or by misuse of free will only, he was discussing in the Bhakti Shastri class. Utilizing our free will properly, it is like a puzzle. It's a mystery for all of us. The reason is, crores of janmas we had misused our free will. Only if we misuse our free will, then only we can exploit matter. When we use the free will properly, then we cannot try to exploit matter. It's not possible. When we use our free will properly, then our mind, it will come under the jurisdiction of Atma. How? It's nice. When we correlate the two slokas from the 6th chapter and the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we can understand. Mind, it can come either under the influence of false ego or it can come under the influence of Atma. How? In our subtle body, false ego is there, false ego, mind and intelligence is there. And apart from this, Atma is there. Atma with its pure, original Krishna consciousness. Everybody is having this. Atma with its pure, original Krishna consciousness. They all have. And apart from that, polluted consciousness also is there. That is false ego. And under the false ego, mind and intelligence is there. Now, Atma has got free will also. The free will, the independence, in any way, we can use it. Either we can improperly use the free will and we can try to exploit the matter. That will easily happen because of the habit from crores of janmas that easily happen. That means most of the time we are misusing our free will only. Because everybody all the time they are trying to how I can exploit the matter maximum. That way only everybody is thinking. That means we are misusing our free will only by default. So by deliberate choice, we have to use the free will properly. That is how we can do that. Krishna is saying in the 18th chapter, Machitta Sarvadurgani Matprasada Tarishyasi Adachetvam Ahankaran Nasroshyasi Vinamshati. Very nice. Machitta, if you remember me, then all the obstacles of conditioned life, interesting. Atma, for Atma there is no obstacles, there is no suffering. Because Atma is a spiritual entity, matter cannot destroy spirit. It is not possible. So obstacles are happening only because of our conditioned life. Conditioned life means we are leading life with the polluted consciousness. That is called conditioned life. So because of the conditioned life only, we are undergoing many sufferings. So Krishna is saying, if you remember Krishna all the time, Machitta. He was saying some other class, Machitta and Manmana, both are same. Both are same. And 18th chapter, 65th sloka, Krishna is saying Manmana, fix your mind upon me. And in another sloka, Krishna is saying Machitta. Repeatedly Krishna is stressing this point, fix your mind upon me. So for fixing the mind on Krishna, we have to use our free will properly. That is actually the deliberate effort. We have to do that. Involuntarily it will not happen. Involuntarily actually our mind will go towards the matter only, because constantly mind is under the influence of false ego only. That is why in this sloka also Krishna is using this word Yadandascha Dhradavradaha. Interesting. Why Dhradavradaha? Dhradavradaha means here is mentioned great determination. With great determination, it is required. In this material world, especially in Kali Yuga, our mind, it is always towards the matter only. It is like for a patient. For a patient, doctor is prescribing some medicines. Also, doctor is giving some restrictions in the food. Diet restrictions also are given. So patient may follow strictly the diet and the medicine also. So even while following the maintaining the strict diet, the patient will have some inclination towards the forbidden food. He will have some inclination towards that. But externally, he is strictly maintaining the diet, but he is having inclinations. That is the status. Our mind is also like that only. Especially a practitioner of Bhakti Yoga, while chanting Hare Krishna, getting up early in the morning, singing songs in front of the Lord, reading Bhagavad Gita, while doing all those things, our mind is attracted towards the matter only. That is the meaning of Vaidhi Bhakti. Mind is attached towards the matter, and forcefully we are engaging the mind in Krishna's service. That is why Dhradavrata, with great determination we have to do. Prabhupada is writing, a little inattentiveness will create havoc and bloodshed. It is written in the third canto of Bhagavatam. A little inattentiveness. That is why Sadhadam 24 hours, while doing all types of activities, we should make it a habit of chanting Krishna's names. While doing material activities or while doing devotional service to the Lord, we should develop this habit of chanting Krishna's names constantly. In Adi Purana, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, if anyone is chanting Krishna's names constantly, whether even while taking bath or honoring prasadam, or while lying down, all the time, if anyone is singing Krishna's names or chanting Krishna's names, then uh, he will understand that Krishna is situated in the holy name. See, one is theory-wise knowing that Krishna is there in the holy name. But if we do this practice of constant chanting of the holy name of the Lord, he will realize that Krishna is there in the holy name. That realization will manifest proportionate to our practice. Realization is called prayojana. See, the whole Shastras are divided into three portions as per Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. One is called Sambandha Jnana, another is Abhideya, another is Prayojana. Sambandha means we are studying scriptures and understanding about our relationship with Krishna. There's a jnana, knowledge we are gathering through the intelligence. For that purpose only intelligence is given. We have to study scriptures and understand about our position and our relationship with Krishna. Only by studying scriptures we can learn this knowledge, not by academic study. So after that, we have to do the practice abhideya as per that knowledge. It is not that practice is whimsical practice, no. Whimsical practice is not prescribed. Practice as per the scriptural knowledge. That is called abhideya. So more and more when we practice the scriptural knowledge, then the scriptural knowledge, it is non-different from Krishna. Or we can say Krishna's teachings, Bhagavad Gita, is non-different from Krishna. Yes, there is a sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam, Puranam Brahma Samvidam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the incarnation of Krishna. It is mentioned in 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Non-different from Krishna. So Krishna, in the same way, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's teachings are non-different from Krishna. So when we are studying the scriptures and gathering this knowledge through the intelligence, so that is staying as information only. After that, we have, as per that information, we have to do more and more practice. That is called Sadaram Gitayantoma. More and more we have to do practice. For practicing scriptural knowledge, we have to use our free will properly. That is actually that is what we have to do. One is studying scriptures, but executing those instructions. What scripture is teaching us? Scripture is saying, Kirtani Yasudahari. You have to chant Krishna's names all the time. Here also it's mentioned Sadaram Gitayandoma. All the time we have to chant Krishna's name. This is scriptural instruction. But practice, while practicing only, our mind under the influence of false ego will distract us. That is the challenge, internal challenge a devotee is undergoing. Why? The reason is mind is having inclination towards material enjoyment. It's exactly like a patient. He is following the diet, but at the same time he is having inclination for a particular food, which doctor has actually restriction he has given. So he is having inclination. So when opportunity comes, mind will jump on it and he will taste that food. Then he will undergo some suffering. In the same way, a devotee also, while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all those things, mind is having inclination towards material enjoyment. So a tug of war is going on internally. That is why a devotee more and more here, why he has to study scriptures? If he studies scriptures now, those scriptural instructions we can remember, and based on that instruction we can practice. For that purpose only, this scriptural knowledge is helping us. When we remember the spiritual knowledge, the mind is creating some type of illusion within us. Constantly mind will do this. Because mind is material. And the mind is under the influence of false ego only. So false ego, it will influence the mind and it will create some type of illusion constantly within us. So when we remember the spiritual knowledge, the illusion created by the false ego, it will be destroyed. And we will have that enthusiasm to do the practice. So that is why we are reading scriptures and practice as per the scriptures. Since the scriptures are not different from Krishna, if we do the practice, Paramatma is sitting inside the heart. He is very happy. Very happy. Oh, very good, very good. He is following my teachings. So Krishna can be pleased only by our practice. Krishna can be pleased only by our practice, not by memorizing all these slokas. That is one level. Okay, instead of doing nothing, okay, at least he is reading Bhagavad Gita and learning the philosophy. Okay, one level. Something is better than nothing. But if we want to please Krishna, we have to practice as per the philosophy. So what is the philosophy? Here Krishna is saying, Sadadam Gita Yandoma. So in this sloka, Sadadam Gita Yandoma, that sloka, the whole sloka is Sambandha Jnana, information, knowledge we are gathering. And what is Abhideya? What is the practice? Yadandashta Dhradavrada, with great determination he is endeavoring. Again and again, endeavoring. So that endeavor to chant Krishna's names, that actually varies from person to person. All devotees are not on the same level. See, information or philosophy is same. Mentioned. It is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. But the devotees who are practicing those philosophy now, they vary from person to person. Why? Because Jiva is a person. Jiva is a person. And each one will have some type of faith on the philosophy, some percentage of faith on the philosophy he will have. The other devotee, he may have some greater faith. So based on the faith on the scripture is practicing. So it is all interlinked. When we study scriptures, now faith is also increasing. The more we study scriptures, the more our faith on the Lord, faith on the scriptures will increase. If we have more faith on the scriptures, then it is easy to practice. So why people are not able to practice chanting Krishna's name? The reason is they are not studying scriptures. They are gathering material knowledge by academic study or so many things. They are gathering material knowledge. More and more when they gather material knowledge, what type of faith is created within them? Material faith only will be created. This is the operation of the modes. Sattva means Shraddhaya Paraya Taptam Tapastat Trividam Naraihi. Aphala Kankshapari Yuktaihi Satvikam Parichakshari. Sattvic faith is transcendental faith. Faith on the scriptures. Faith on Krishna. Faith on the holy name. Krishna reciprocates. Depends upon our faith and the practice. So Krishna is not pleased simply by our possessing knowledge alone. No. Krishna can be pleased only by our practice. To do the practice, we need to have strong faith. It's all linked actually. If we want to have faith on the scriptures, we have to study scriptures. So in this way, we have to use our free will. That is why Krishna is saying here, Yadandashta Dhrudavradaha. Great determination is required to chant Krishna's names all the time. You can try also. You can try. We will make a decision. I want to chant Krishna's names all the time. but easily we'll get distracted. We may chant one day, 2 days, 3 days, we get distracted. The reason is mind is attached to the matter only. It is a practice. We will fall many, many times. Again, we have to get up. It's called recollection stage. Recollection means many, many times we will forget Krishna. Our mind will be absorbed on the matter only. Again, Paramatma will remind us. If we have desire to remember Krishna, Krishna will remind us from within. Oh, okay, I have forgotten Krishna. Why I did this? Because we are called Kshara Jivas. Very easily we will forget Krishna. So this is a practice we have to do. Recollection. Recollection means we will remember Krishna today and 2-3 days we will forget it. Then again Krishna will remind us. Again we will chant Krishna's names, we will remember Krishna. In this way, ups and downs will be there. Then only over a period of time, Sadadam Kirtayando Mam will manifest. So, in order to attain to the stage of Sadadam Kirtayando Mam, constantly chanting Krishna's names, one has to be a great Dhira, a greatly sober man, with great determination. He has to endeavor. So, the more we endeavor or more we do spiritual practice, Krishna is also helping by giving realization from within. Realization, I was saying in some other class, realization means it is the same philosophy only, same jnana only, but that jnana is mixed with deep faith. That is called realization. Initially, we are studying scriptures. That is only jnana we are gathering. But that jnana is without faith. When we do the practice, then Krishna is giving the realization from within, proportionate to our practice. So that is called, from Abhideya, he is taking baby steps towards Prayojana. Prayojana means love for Krishna. Prema Pun Artho Maha. Developing love for Krishna is the ultimate goal of human being. If we don't develop love for Krishna, I was saying in Bhakti Shastri class, either we have to taste Krishna or we have to taste matter only. We cannot be without tasting. If we don't taste Krishna, if we don't take effort to taste Krishna, then we will be forced to taste matter by the influence of the modes. So, the result is we have to loiter in this birth and death cycle repeatedly. So, intelligently, only when we study scriptures, at least theory-wise, we will know. Right? When we learn theory now, then the knowledge is giving direction. This is the way, this is the route you have to do the practice. In this route only you have to do the practice. But when we don't study scriptures, we don't know the direction. Simply, we will go as per the dictations of the mind. Mind will always cheat us. It will cheat us only. It will take us away from Krishna. Because mind is under the false ego. Okay, so again Krishna is saying Nitya Yukta Upasati. First line Krishna is saying Charodam Jitayama. The last line is saying Nitya Yukta Upasati. Both are same. Both are same only. But in order to stress the point that about the continuity or continuously, for that purpose, Krishna is using these two words. Nitya Yukta. Nitya Yukta Upasati means eternally worshipping. Eternally worshipping Krishna. And Sadadam Kirtayandoma, yes, that is also continuously chanting Krishna's name. Both are same only. Because that much seriousness is required. If we don't have that seriousness to chant Krishna's names all the time, Maya will give one, easily she will give one slap and she will throw us away from the spiritual life. That is why Vishnu Dharmotara is giving caution to all of us. Savanistan Mahachitram Samoha Sacha Vibramaha Yanmurtam Kshanam Vavi Vasudevam Nachintaye. 1 minute if we forget Krishna, Nachintaye. If we forget Krishna, within that minute, we will undergo a biggest illusion, Samoha. And within that minute, we will undergo a biggest confusion, Vibramaha. Maya is able to do all these things. It is our choice whether to remember Krishna or to remember about matter. It is our choice. So by the use of our free will, we have to decide whether to remember Krishna or to remember matter. Yes, we have to remember something. We cannot be remembering anything. No. Impersonalist, like impersonalist, they are saying they are like voidists. They are saying that there is no, God is not having personal form. It is Sunya, Sunyavadis. So, Arupya Kruchrena Param Padam Tadaha Padandiyado Anadrida Yusmadangrayaga. If we don't capture Krishna's lotus feet, these impersonalists, they may stay away from material enjoyments, but because of offending Krishna's lotus feet, Padandiyadaga, they will fall down. They will fall down again to this material world. Maya will not leave. Maya has got only one go, whether the jiva is surrendering to Krishna or not. This is her road to test everyone. She will give difficult situations. In the difficult situations, whether we are remembering Krishna or not, she will check. So, by repeated practice, because of our constant association with matter, that has become like a practice for us. Attachment to the matter. So now we have to reprogram it. By constantly chanting the holy name, we will develop attachment for Krishna. Krishna is saying, Dhyayado Vishayan Pumsaha Sangastehu Bhajayade. When we meditate on the sense objects, Krishna is teaching a principle in the 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. When we meditate on the sense objects, we will develop attachment for that. The same principle applies in the spiritual life also. When we meditate on Krishna, we will develop attachment for Krishna. Same principle. So it is our choice. It is our choice only. So everyone has got mind. Whether to use it properly or improperly, that is his choice. But Maya has got a dual role. See, I was saying today in the morning, Bhakti Shastri class, a very interesting point. Suddenly it clicked within me. See, Maya has got a dual role. It is called, this world is called a dual world. One is, Maya will attract all of us. Please come, you can enjoy matter. She will tempt all of us. You can enjoy matter nicely. But she has got a dual role. When we go behind material enjoyment, she will allow us for some time. After that, she will beat us. She will give more sufferings. This is her nature. Maya's role is like that only, dual role. So because a jiva rejected Krishna and the jiva is coming under the influence of Maya, so we are also having dual personalities. This is the interesting point. Maya has got a dual role, so when we come under the influence of Maya, we are also having dual personalities, split personalities. How? A devotee, a sadhaka, a practitioner, while practicing Bhakti Yoga, he is also experiencing dual personality. This is because of the influence of Maya. Because Maya has got two roles. So how he is experiencing split personalities? One side, he is learning scriptures. Yes, Krishna is my real treasure. I am servant of him. and I have to chant Krishna's names. I should not desire anything separate from Krishna. All these teachings, we are a practitioner of Bhakti Yoga is learning from Bhagavad Gita. Another side, the false ego, because of the impressions from the previous janmas, false ego will desire completely different thing away from Krishna. A devotee will undergo both. One side, false ego is dragging him towards the matter. Another side, scripture is giving instruction to surrender to Krishna. That is why Dhrudavrata, with great determination, he has to be very alert. So he has to make a decision that I want to chant Krishna's names all the time. Then only I will be saved from Maya. That decision is take. So Krishna is explaining about the symptoms of a Mahatma. One cannot become a Mahatma easily. Mahatma means all the time is chanting Krishna's names. As per Krishna's definition. Haridas Thakur chanted Krishna's names 22 hours. A very beautiful pastime. Recently I read Chaitanya Charitamrita. When Haridas Thakur was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, sitting inside a cave in Mathura. All day and night, 22 hours he was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Haridas Thakur is a perfect example for Sadharam Gita and Doma. He was chanting all the time, and inside the cave, one deadly snake was there. Poisonous snake. It was also living inside the cave. Haridas Thakur was not at all afraid. We are all afraid, no? Right? Why? Because fear is created by Rajas. We are under the influence of Rajas and Tamas. That is why material faith is created. So fear is actually a material faith. It's a material faith only. That is why fear is coming. That is created because of the influence of Rajas. But Haridas Thakur, he was always chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra all the time. So he was completely freed from fear. He was got absorbed in chanting Hare Krishna, tasting Krishna through the holy name. So he was oblivious to the external situations. What is there inside the cave? Nothing. He was absorbed in the holy name. So every day, Mathura Vasis, they all came to pay respects to Haridas Thakur because he was a genuine saint. So they will come and do namaskar to Haridas Thakur. And that time they saw this deadly cobra snake inside the cave. They requested Haridas Thakur, "O Thakur, please go away from this cave." Out of respect and affection for the genuine saint, these Mathura Vasis, they requested, "O Thakur, please go away from this cave, otherwise this snake will kill you. The cobra, please go away from this place." Repeatedly they were giving request to Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur, he was not afraid, but because of the request from all these Mathura Vasis, he decided one day, okay, let me move from this cave. As soon as Haridas Thakur took this decision, okay, I will move away, I will go away from this cave. Then immediately the snake came out of its hole. And in front of everybody, the snake went out of the cave. Everybody was watching this surprise. Without doing any disturbance to anybody, the powerful snake went out of the cave. So Prabhupada is writing, who gave this instruction to the snake? Paramatma. Paramatma is sitting in everyone's heart. Paramatma is giving instruction to the snake. Oh, he is a pure Vaishnava. He is chanting Sadharam Gita and Doma. He is chanting all the time Krishna's names. Don't disturb him. Krishna is giving instruction. So Prabhupada is writing, in the same day only, In those days, all the rishis and devotees, they were sitting in the middle of the forest and chanting Krishna's names, and no ferocious animals will give a disturbance to these devotees and sages. Why? Paramatma is giving instruction. Whoever is surrendered to the Lord, Krishna is protecting them. Saranagata Palakaha. Krishna is having this quality. Saranagata Palakaha. Krishna gives protection to those who are completely surrendered to the Lord. So, complete surrender to the Lord, it can be practiced by all of us by Sadadam Kirtayandoma, by constantly chanting Krishna's name. It's a Herculean task for all of us. Definitely, it's a Herculean task. Constantly, our mind will distract us towards the matter. Again, we will fall down many, many times. Again and again, we should get up and chant Krishna's name. So, because by seeing our effort, Paramatma will be pleased and he will give us the realization. The realization is called transcendental faith. Jnana with transcendental faith. That's called realization. So when that realization is manifesting within us now, and with that strength we'll be able to chant more and more. So we have to take the endeavor. That is the meaning of yatandascha. Yatandascha means endeavoring. Endeavoring. We have to do endeavor. So when we do this endeavor now, that means we are using our free will properly. And Krishna is pleased. So a devotee is like that. He is called Mahatma. He is always under the influence of the divine potency of the Lord, Yogamaya. So not that everybody can become Mahatma simply by rubber stamping a person. By rubber stamping a person, one can become Mahatma. No. Mahatma is not some ordinary word. It's not some cheap word. It's a very heavy word. Even devotees also, the practitioner of Bhakti Yoga also cannot become Mahatma so easy. Mahatma means Sadadam Gita. This is Krishna's definition. All the time he has to chant Krishna's names. So that is why Srila Prabhupada instructed all of us to chant minimum 16 rounds. Minimum 16 rounds. So in ISKCON, one who has taken initiation in our Sampradaya, then he is supposed to chant 16 rounds minimum every day. That Prabhupada gave minimum only. You can chant maximum. Holy name is always beneficial for the jiva. There is a nice sloka. Sautya Bhuvana Maji. There is nothing, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, there is nothing except the holy name. Namabhina Kichu, Nahiko Aro, Sautya Bhuvana Maji. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the famous Acharya in our Sampradaya, his realization is Namabhina Kichu, Nahiko Aro, Sautya Bhuvana Maji. In the, there is nothing except the holy name within all the 14 words. He is saying like that. Holy name only is there. Holy name of Krishna only is there. That is precious. Every other thing is useless only as per Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Because he got that much realization and conviction by the practice. So Abhideya, practice only will save us from all material attractions, and that Abhideya only will take us to Prayojana, goal of human life, that is developing love for Krishna. So without Abhideya, without practice, nobody can get realization. Nobody can get the Prayojana, the goal of life. So this is the little explanation for the sloka. Okay, I will stop here. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Do you have any questions? Hare Krishna, உங்களுக்கு யாராவது வயசு கேள்விகள் ஏதாவது இருந்தால் தமிழோட கேட்கலாம். இங்கிலீஷ் நான் தமிழ். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. மீண்டும் ஒரு முறை இருக்கிறோம். உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது கேள்விகள், உங்களுடைய கருத்துக்கள் எதாக இருந்தாலும் time is extremely very good.